On the way, game number 2, Earth Spirit, once again for Virtus Pro.
Well, he did, as we saw from our replays, he did have a huge game impact, and that kind of rotating mid thing can certainly be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the bans are, we have OD and Nature's Prophet on one side, and the other side it has Lone Druid and Chen. So a bit of a switch up. Nature's Prophet banned by London Conspiracy, actually, rather than the IO. Which, by the way, Virtus Pro have got... is that the wrong team? That's the wrong team! Never mind! It's cool.
Everybody's got an IO player, though.
Forget
Let's
about
be real.
that. Let's move on.
Come on,
Yep,
we're all
let's
good.
move on.
All right, who would you like to see coming up? What's a hero that you like?
Tough.
Enchantress.
Well...
Hope
I
you
mean,
like
I
him.
think Enchantress could be good. I don't like the hero, particularly myself. I mean, it's kind of annoying to play against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people have experienced that, you know, where you're
Absolutely.
trying to hit the Enchantress, but then she runs away.
Oh,
you kind of know.
And you were like one hit
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
It's sad.
Oh, Beastmaster, okay.
Virtus
Yeah,
Do you
this
like
is
that?
kind of the nature theme. Yeah, I kind of like this. They're going on the, you know. I got the summons and the Enchantress, you can take over some creeps.
It's
But
more
they're
like
going
the
some
slavery theme, I think, right?
Pet strat.
Right, the pet strat. That's
Yeah, the
it,
pet
dude. You got it.
But then you've got Earth Spirit, you know, he comes from the Earth. He controls all Earth and its beings.
Yeah.
So,
The-
wins.
So you're saying the Earth Spirit is the counter to the pet strat?
It could be.
The rock
I think
strat?
it might be.
Potentially.
Okay.
Or,
So you're
yeah.
the
Not
rock
follow-
strat, yeah, with Tiny there.
Yeah.
that could be good.
We could have it. All right. So interested to see now who is your number one pick against anti-Enchantress? Who do you like to pick up?
I think there are a few heroes. I mean,
you want
it depends
nukes, right?
if you want to counter the Enchantress in the lane. I mean, to me, this looks like it's a position for Enchantress.
Okay.
So,
So far with the
investing
Beastmaster
too
picked
much
up.
into countering the Enchantress is probably not necessary because
True.
you know she's not the one who's gonna be on the lane. She's gonna have creeps, but not focus so much on untouchable and try to stay on the lane. So I would say Witch Doctor is pretty good here for Virtus Pro because it's good against both
Dire
Beastmaster
team
and Enchantress.
back.
You can stop the boar and the
Yeah.
you know the Enchantress's creeps. The heal is also good.
Virtus Pro.
But if the Enchantress were a core, then you know Bone Fletcher, Ursa, whatnot.
Right, right.
Do you think it's a good
Standard.
idea to pick Beastmaster up after Enchantress? Because instantly you know that Enchantress is going to be a 4.
No, I was thinking also it is it's a bit strange that they pick it up so soon because, like you said,
10 seconds remaining.
Like it gives
having
away
Enchantress is kind of nice because it doesn't reveal too much.
a lot. Yeah.
Because you can have her, you know, you can run her as a
Dire team
as an
back.
offlaner or as the support.
Right.
But picking up the Beastmaster is, yeah, you kind of show your hand unless they're gonna run a mid Beastmaster. But that's
Could.
quite uncommon, I think, right now.
Well, you know, London Conspiracy's got to pull something crazy after last game. We have to see
seconds
some kind of
remaining.
innovation coming out from them. Darkseer being picked up yet again.
5
Pretty
seconds
strong
remaining.
hero overall. Again, he's pretty versatile as well.
This
Really
time
run
Sven
over.
got removed though.
No Sven,
Reserve
good.
No Sven.
Get rid of that.
I would like to see some lockdown from London Conspiracy. They need some stunts. I don't know. Disruptor could be potentially good. It can works quite well against Darkseer. I think it's also okay against Earthspirit.
Yeah,
I
if
mean
you're
the
managed
issue
to
is
catch
right.
him.
They have these both Earthspirit and Darkseer. They're very elusive,
Mm-hmm.
and those heroes Enchantress. Sure, they have one roar, but it's a long cooldown spell. Something with a smaller cooldown could be nice for them, so they could actually lock people down
Dire
and
team pick.
There you
attack.
go. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Shiver the IO ban. See?
Yeah.
You were right after all. It all works out. There you go. Solid IO ban, no Invoker, thank goodness. We ain't got to see any of those heroes, and we get our next pick coming out from London Conspiracy.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. I
What
want to
will
see.
they conspire next?
I want to see something crazy. Show me the techies.
If
Show
you
me the
would-
something.
if you would do
Show me
that-
the techies.
10
Survey
seconds
says?
remaining.
No techies, I'm afraid.
If you would pick techies, it would be last pick.
5
Yeah,
seconds
that's right. You don't want to
remaining.
show your hand.
And last pick is Virtus Pro.
Oh, okay. Well,
As in last
Yeah.
pick.
last
Reserve time.
Well,
Yeah.
who would I pick here? Witch Doctor. My Pikehead.
Wow.
Got
That
him,
was-
dude.
To pick.
Oh,
Nice.
son.
This is
Witch
yeah.
Doctor. Sorry, we're having a moment here. We like Witch
I'm
Doctor.
sorry.
He's a lot of fun.
Hey, look, it's Fuzzy Wuzzy on the other team.
Dire
And on the
team.
Radiant team this time again.
Yep.
Ursa with a surge is pretty good though.
Yeah. I feel like the Ursa makes more sense in this lineup. And once again, you can see that Virtus Pro are picking these heroes that can actually fight. London Conspiracy, none of these heroes actually want to go into a fight and tank any spells. They're still lacking the tank.
They like
still
the
on the
tank. We're
tank.
looking for the tank.
Bring the
I'm
tank
just
to the
saying,
ball.
this. I don't know. I
10
just.
seconds
It
remaining.
looks like London Conspiracy is gonna have a hard time fighting once again.
LFM
Seconds
tank.
remaining.
At least level. Well, at
Level
least a high MMR.
25.
Reserved.
25.
Level 25?
Oh, MMR,
What the
yeah, okay.
hell?
With FMI for which dungeon? Dota 2. Okay, there you go.
These
LFM tank.
references. Ancient. All right, so
Yeah.
you gotta pick something here to deal with the Ursa.
Item level was it, right?
What?
Item level.
What are you talking about?
No, that's what you, if you looked in World of Warcraft for a tank in a like a pug group, pick up group.
I have no idea.
What are you talking
I don't-
about?
I
Okay,
don't
if you
understand.
look for tank, you'd look for item level. Higher item level is better because the tank only cares about items. World of Warcraft, ladies and gentlemen. Let's focus on the Dota
I
game.
don't play MMOs, dude. I don't know.
Focus on the Dota
What
game.
language is he speaking right now?
Somebody, don't worry. I'm sure
you
the
following
Twitch chat
this?
is all over this. They're like, you're right. You're on it, Sheaves.
I mean, so many people have played World of Warcraft. There's at
Of
least
course.
one person in Twitch chat that knows what I'm talking about. Thank
Okay.
you.
If you're there, please speak up now. We got a
Yes.
Viper pick.
Hey, that's a tank.
Hey.
Ish.
Yeah,
Range
okay,
tank.
Okay.
Look at that.
Range tank?
Yeah,
Viper?
sort of.
Kinda.
I can somewhat get on board the Viper train. You know, he is the tank, but they still kind of have that issue with the lockdown. I feel like those both Darkseer, Spirit. It's gonna be hard to, you know,
Yeah.
Viper against Darkseer is in general not the best because of Surge
I have to agree with you.
and.
10 seconds
But you can
remaining.
kite. Think of the kite.
But
Who's
how do
got
you
the
kite a
kite?
Surge? Huh?
Yeah.
5 seconds
You just-
remaining.
You're just gonna roar the Darkseer or silence him somehow, which is the hero that they're gonna pick up, and then they're
Ah.
gonna kite the Ursa
I
bear.
don't know. I'm not the smartest dude in the world, but I feel like London Conspiracy is having the same problem they're having last time. They're picking overall good heroes, but heroes that can do a lot of things, but not heroes that really have too great a synergy. It doesn't look. I don't
I feel
understand
like you
what
might
they're
be
doing.
onto something.
Yeah? I don't know, London Conspiracy. You got to show me something that's going to tie it in together because VP's lineup is looking pretty strong. They
Maybe,
got a lot.
Maybe Solon is just going, hey, baby
Hey.
night, what do you want to play today?
Just pick
And,
5
and you
heroes.
think that he
Viper
said
said.
Viper?
Hey,
Do you
there's
think?
people that like
Do you
playing
think
Viper.
anyone?
No one has ever
You think
said I
anyone
want to
ever
play
said
I think
Viper.
he could set Viper.
Hey, what do you want to play today?
Hey, that's a counter to Crystal
Viper.
You know,
to
Mott-
Enchantress.
Mott would
Yeah.
say that. He's the only human being I've ever met.
To be fair, that was me like 4 years ago. I was a Viper picker.
I was all over Viper. He was a hot ticket.
Throws turn
All right,
to
so
bad.
once again, Crystal Maiden picked up by VP. Another hero I feel like has a lot of synergy.
And is very good against Enchantress in lane.
Get the freeze, get that double burst, as PPD taught me long ago.
Yeah, I think you can see a clear like. You can see VP's
Dire
lineup how it's
team
gonna play out. It has good synergy. They're fighting and you know Maiden is the aura is really good for you know those heroes.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Uh,
Earth Spirit and Darkseer really need that mana. So,
Yeah, and she can help out the Ursa in lane against the Beastmaster. It's good.
all right, what would you want to see here as the last pick? You've been doing amazing so far. You said Viper earlier. You said Witch Doctor. This could be it, man.
Oh,
10 seconds remaining.
You were on the spot.
maybe DP.
5
That's
I
seconds.
why
don't
was
really
banned
know.
out.
DP is banned. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but London
so it's
Conspiracy
DP.
banned him. Who would you say DP for, or who are you
I was
looking
thinking
at?
London
10
Conspiracy, but
seconds remaining.
because
Okay.
I was thinking maybe they want to run some push, but
5 seconds
what can they really
remaining.
pick here?
Wind Ranger at your service.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I don't know.
That's not a tank.
I'm not
I repeat,
not super
not a
convinced by that.
Wind Ranger is called the Jack of all trades, and she's the master of none, and that's why I hate her so much. So many other heroes can be great at everything. Wind Ranger is great at nothing. She can do everything, but she sucks at life. I hate that hero. They're gonna lose. I hope they lose. You guys said that you wanted more aggressive people on the panels, right?
10 seconds
I thought,
remaining.
didn't you say more passion?
More passionate.
Nice?
Yeah.
Positive?
5 seconds
Positive.
Yeah.
remaining.
That's what
You
we.
want more positive people
That's
on the
what we
panel?
kicked off Owen and Andy.
Wind Ranger, great hero. Can't wait to see her play. What a versatile hero, and can fit really any role.
Yes.
London
Much better.
Conspiracy's looking amazing this
Well, I
match.
wouldn't say that, but you know.
All right, VP, let's round her out. I'm going to make a suggestion here. It's going to seem crazy.
It's gonna be a G hero.
I'm going to say Necrophos would be the perfect hero. You got Burst, you got Lockdown, buy yourself a Dagon. It's everything
Which
a daddy
G hero?
needs.
We still got Queen of Pain. We still got Lina. We still got Temper Assassin.
My cat looks disgusted. What are you thinking, buddy?
I don't really know. I was thinking they could pick something like Mag for mid, potentially. Could be okay. He's pretty good with the Ursa.
Remaining.
Oh, I
think
got
the
you,
fight could be
production
nice.
crew. They put up Omni Knight.
Oh,
Not this time, you
Zeus.
Zeus.
You got the burst to
Yeah.
burst down the...
Okay.
Again, the Enchantress is going to have a rough game this game.
Yeah, Wind Ranger as well. I mean, that kind of burst magical damage. She relies on the wind run and escaping. You can't run from heaven, Sheaves. That's the Mei.
That's actually not a meme.
You can't run from heavens.
It's not a meme. It's just a line that Zeus says in the game.
Maybe not in your world.
When he says it, it is a meme.
They're going to be repeating it all day. You can't run from heaven.
Every time Zeus gets a kill. Twitch chat,
That's
don't
it.
let me down, please.
All right.
Okay, gentlemen, what's it going to be? Who's going to take this? I mean, I don't want to know because I think you're both kind of slightly biased.
No.
I want to know how many kills will G get on his Zeus? How many last hit kills? And he can kill still.
Last hit.
Like actual kills.
Okay, kills on heroes, not creeps, right?
On creeps. Yeah.
On creeps? On creeps?
No, on heroes.
30.
Sorry,
heroes.
on heroes only.
13.
13.
13?
He's gonna go ham this game.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 12.
And then I'm
think
going to say
less. That's-
14. Come on.
You just got
Such-
prices right,
wow.
dog. Sorry, dude. That's my...
That's a coward
That's
move
a
right
cowardly play.
Yeah,
I
it is.
say 7.
Actually, wait a second. I could.
Yeah.
You say 7?
I guess, since he called
Okay.
me a coward, I feel like
Yeah,
a fool.
because I
there.
will.
Called you a coward.
Okay, you
Live.
gotta be less savage on this panel. It's a positive panel.
So
for
Pika
God's sake.
thinks that G is gonna have 13 kills, and Slax thinks that it's gonna be 7. I'm personally thinking higher. It's gonna be 16 kills. He's gonna go ham. It is time for Game 2. London Conspiracy taking on a Virtus Pro with OD Pixel and Rascal.
Can't run from it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caster's Desk. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Andy Dreskel. We're ready to get ourselves into Game 2 between LC and VP. So let's get ourselves straight into the action and give you the lowdown on who's picking up what today. On the side of VP, we're going to have the man on the dark seer, FNG once again. It's going to be on Ursa this time. Bit of a switch around, taken away from LC. Of course, Yoku playing the position 1. Zeus is going to be manned up by G in that mid lane, and the support duo, Aloha Johnson is CM, and once again, No Fear making an entrance as well on the mid lane on the Ursa as he comes in for a bit of action with Baby Knight. Bit of a repeat from what we saw in Game 1. And Andy, who are we seeing on what on LC?
All right, so first off, we got the Witch Doctor here. It's going to be Sullen. Got the Viper player, Jellipi here in the top lane. In the jungle is going to be Beaver. He's playing the Enchantress. We've already seen Baby Knight here. He's handling the Wind Ranger. And then last but not least, Kefka. He's going to be playing your Beastmaster.
Alrighty. And indeed, the panel said it there. Had a good discussion about the draft. I mean, any kind of pointers you want to pick up on as we begin this one? Anyone got an edge? Anyone falling behind? You said Game 1, slight outdraft for VP, as you said as we came in. A similar thing here or different?
I feel this is it might be a slight outdraft for VP again, but this is a lesser outdraft, I feel.
Okay.
Because this game, I actually feel like London Conspiracy have ways that they can win the lanes. Like, obviously having Viper in the safe lane shouldn't be too hard for, Jellipi to continue to get his free farm. The mid matchup, I think Wind Ranger does okay. Obviously, you start with a stick, you get free charges, you can rotate in the Enchantress to pressure the lanes. And that's one theme that we saw in Game 1 that London Conspiracy just didn't have. They couldn't pressure the lanes. Pycat was talking about it. We can't win our lanes, so how are we supposed to get any objectives? But this time around, I feel like, 2 of the lanes could very well be going their way. And not only that, but they have something to group up behind this game. They can go, behind the Viper and go for towers based off that fact. They can abuse the Beastmaster 5-man potential. So I think they have a much better shot this game than they did in Game 1.
We'll see if in fact they can set up anything mid hit. Biver coming in on the edge. I know G moves in with the purple balls, and now with the slow, the power shot. That's a beautifully executed kill. Great rotation there from the edge. No fit coming in, but now needs to be careful and hang on. All right, double kill for Baby Knight. London Conspiracy stepping it up in the first 2 minutes, and wow, they couldn't have asked for a better start there this game.
A double kill. Got 10 CS at 2.5 minutes. Looking not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And this is exactly the hero you want to give it to as well, because this is your tempo control, right? Like Baby Knight, he might go for like the quick Aghanims, he might go for the early Blink Dagger. Either way, obviously both of those builds transition into fairly good mid game for him. And the other part of it too is normally against compositions with heroes like Zeus and High Burst, Wind Ranger can be seen as relatively weak for the first few levels because her strength gain is okay, but her starting strength is pretty meh. So to get ahead of that burst damage is going to be great for him.
So then FNG continues to find as much as he can. He's got no fear here as well. Iron Shroud up. But they aren't going to find the opening to jump in. And it's a hard lane to punish as well, as you're saying. Just the fact that they've got this Viper here. Even if you get the roll, then he should be all right with the backup of the Witch Doctor. So punishing LC's safe lane is going to be something that VP are going to find pretty difficult to do.
Not only that, but if VP don't want to try to pressure the safe lane, what they can also do is just decide to have Aloha Dance do the jungling thing. Like, he's already halfway to level 4. He can go on Frostbite creeps, whereas the ones who want to dictate the early tempo are obviously London Conspiracy. Sure, an Earth Spirit rotation can be great. Could see Kefka here drop.
Now, Fury's
Oh, he canceled his auto.
Oh,
Might still be dead, yep.
well, now the question is, can they, with the clap of the purple bull, I think they can find at least one in return.
And the board?
Could he get the Ursa as well? I mean, this. No.
This Enchantress
Is he
is
gonna
doing a
do
ton of
it?
work.
This Beaver's. He's gonna do it.
He's so fast.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna get himself the Ursa as well.
Oh, he's blocked.
Oh.
Oh.
My goodness, this man, give him 4 minutes in. He's been pretty much primarily responsible for all 4 kills of LC.
Can I just say
this Ench play?
that if London Conspiracy don't stay together, this guy's getting poached. Probably.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you want to...
Do you want to play with this Aloha Dance?
He doesn't have any mana on the Ursa, so I think it's fine. Okay, maybe not.
It's fine, but
Maybe
this
not
man...
fine.
Oh, it's a good job Earth Spirit turned up.
He missed the roll.
What's
Tokyo
going on?
Drift.
He's going to get the kill.
He's got heal as well. He's got level 2 untouchable.
He's done... Oh, that Fairy Fire.
Attend us.
This Enchantress, he's causing a hell of a lot of issues for VP, to say the least. Oh, he doesn't go for it, does he?
Where did Aloha Dance? He actually thinks he's still there. He's very pensive about if he wants to go back to base or not. But yeah, this Enchantress is... He's actually got gigantic shoulder pads and is just hoisting London Conspiracy upon them.
They did do just you lose, of course, the offlaner.
Oh, is he going to get the courier as well?
No.
Okay, all right,
Okay,
all right,
that's
all
his
right.
bottom as well. That would have been quite something. Hello.
He can roll.
Spirit. Oh,
He can roll, yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, I mean, this end.
Top lane.
If they get the bounces here. Oh, there's none of the bounce to.
Yeah, he has level 2 surge, so it's long enough to be able to get himself out.
Is under attack.
This Enchantress. Oh, he's got the purge creep.
Is under attack.
Oh. If he can close the gap in. Oh, if he finds FNG. Oh, Enchantress. You beautiful man.
Yeah, that ward's doing a lot of work right now.
Oh, did he not get it off at the same time? They'll actually lose the Beastmaster there. He gets the purge off, but he's got the surge to counteract it afterwards.
It would have been very nice if he could have
If
gotten
he
that.
got that kill. I get that. This bottom laner is having a great time. He's just killed the Beastmaster for the 3rd time this game. So as much as this Ench is trying to do in terms of creating space elsewhere,
Kefka's doing everything he can to bring it back for VP, is what you're saying?
This Ursa is not too dissatisfied with the Beastmaster's performance, to say the least. Yoku's going to be very happy with the way that this is panning out in the safe lane.
It's obviously a bit rough. The thing with Ursa is that once he has Phase Boots and Orb of Venom, he's so fast that even if you put the Boar on him, you're not getting away. Simply put, if the Enchantress is dedicating all of her time to stopping mid, invading the enemy jungle, not trying to help your lane as Beastmaster, you just can't go up. If you get caught out by a slow from the CM, you are pretty much dead.
Top lane.
No fear.
They get some good bounces, but it's not going to quite... that's enough.
Got him.
Aye. Poison damage enough there from the old Viper strike. And this is, 7 minutes in, LC having a much better game than they did in game 1, that's for certain.
It just feels like their drafts are so indicative of what they can do in the game. I mean, obviously on paper, that's what it's supposed to mean, right? Like, your draft is how well you actually do and what your team is supposed to do. But these are the types of drafts that I see them play, and I always say, like, why don't they just pick this kind of stuff every game? Just really good, strong static lanes, have, like, one roamer, and then let Beaver just completely dominate. Like, maybe Enchantress is banned a little bit too often for you to reliably get something like this. And if you play something extremely well,
Oh, they're trying to system up here. The Roar, the power shot, getting the damage through, but now the Enrage comes out. He's just trying to turn and fight. Focus fire, not going to do a lot at the moment, but when that ult comes off, they might have a chance of getting this one. Oh, one slap will do it. Kefka getting revenge for all the deaths that he's had. Nice play there indeed. A great rotation from Baby Knight. And that's the Ursa was getting a bit out of control. Same time top lane. You got no fit. Trying to go down to this Viper. The Viper's just going to turn and say 1v1 me. Yes, please.
Heck?
Easy 1v1 for the Viper.
Okay.
They will clean up.
They need to get both here, I think. Oh, they're not going to go for it. They're actually just going to back up. Oh, they don't have any vision, that's why. They couldn't tell if there was an ATP reaction. I think they're going to see Baby Knight walking towards top and just say, yeah, screw it, we're not going to go too
They've got to be careful up it now, because yeah, if Baby Knight can get a shackle, they're going to be able to close in with the Ench, and of course with that impetus online, make short work of it.
Man, a lot of Conspiracy's vision is also so good. They pretty much see like all of the early game movement.
If he finds this shackle, he's going to try for the solo kill.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. At the same time, Kefka has fed again on the bottom lane. But this time, it looks like it may not be for nothing. Yep, counter kill on the Ursa. They'll take that every time. Now, Lowerdown's got to be a bit careful as well. I mean, 2-for-1 trade. London Conspiracy, they're fine with this one. Absolutely fine. Taking down both G and Yoku. 9-5. And the net worth story is looking, in terms of individuals, favorable for LC and for certain. And this is going to mean, of course, decent timing on Jellypy's mech. Then they're going to be really able to get the ball rolling in terms of pushing as a 5-man. And I mean, things are looking good for LC so far.
Between this series so far, the first and the second game, the most, I guess, noticeable difference, you could say, is the idea that London Conspiracy just picked flat-out stronger lanes. That's really just what it boils down to. The Zeus mid from VP, I kind of understand where they're coming from. They want some burst hero against the Enchantress, against the Wind Ranger. You know, Witch Doctor, Pycat used the term paper heroes. I think that in the early game, London Conspiracy has 3 of them, which is why they really wanted to pick up the Zeus. But I would have rather seen something like Lina, because Lina can just delete the hero immediately, where Zeus is more, I guess, spread damage oriented, with obviously the Arc Lightning and then having Thunder God's Wrath, where Lina can just go in, kill the Enchantress immediately, or, you know, kill the Witch Doctor or the Wind Ranger extremely fast as well. And plus, it's a little bit harder to gank, whereas Zeus is maybe one of the easiest mids to gank in the entire game. And that's obviously showcased by the fact that G got first blooded, just got wrapped around by one Satyr and just couldn't do anything, just died.
Jellypy, I mean, he came over here, but they do know he's around. And he is on his own, so he needs to be a little bit careful how much he hangs around. Kefka coming forward as well. Does have the Prime Roar available, but there's going to be a smoke up from VP. And will be them looking to try and make a jump.
Pretty sure they did that on a reward.
Yeah, indeed, that mid lane.
Yeah. But do they anticipate the Roche? That's the question. Okay, they have the boar there. Yeah, so this ain't going to work.
I mean,
boar is ruining lives.
Pretty much. They're like, well, if we can't get Roche, we'll go for a kill.
Oh, Baby Knight is really hard to kill as well. If he can get a... Oh, that's going to miss. All right, smoke failed. Nothing to see here, boys.
Back to Roche or too risky?
Yeah, they saw a few people top, so they want to at least force some kind of reaction here. Saying LC can either go for the offlane tower, which isn't really worth that much, or they can come stop us from roaching.
I mean, in terms of stopping them, I think...
I mean, I would want to stop them if I were LC. No, I think if they TP'd immediately, they could have made it. But since they haven't already started making their way towards the pit, they just don't care.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Got Baby Knight. He can't go for some kind of player, can he?
I mean, he can.
Oh. And look, Death Wall from the high ground. They are still going to get the Aegis and the kill onto Roshan, the side of VP, but now the fight's kicking off and doesn't look like to be a good one for LC. They've already lost 2. Now, coming in, chasing it down. The kick from No Fear onto 2. Cask is causing some issues for the back lines of VP, but not enough to stop the slaughter. A 3rd kill for the side of Virtus Pro.
That was about the worst thing that could have happened, I think.
I mean, I think it was probably maybe about 12 minutes in on that last game where we saw the Roshan fight. That if you let London Conspiracy, you don't want to fight around it because every time it seems to go to pot.
Well, if you look at the way that fight rolled
Radiant's
out,
middle
they dropped the
tower is
Death Ward
under
in the pit to maybe try to stop Virtus Pro from killing Roshan, or maybe kill the Ursa before it drops, but it was super late. So the Ursa was able to just pop his Enrage, you know, not take any damage, pick up the Aegis, walk away. At that point, you're basically just fighting down an ultimate. Jellybee's going to find G here. Is this fast enough? Yeah, I think it is. All right,
Very
so
close.
the other problem with that Roshan fight is you're basically going into it with everyone in London Conspiracy being kind of spread out. They were all coming in from different angles, and there was no real focus fire. So when the Roar was thrown out, there was no kill either.
Radiant's
Man,
middle
Jellyby is
tower
just persistent,
under
isn't he?
attack.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been all over the map. He's just wandering wherever he feels kind of free to do so.
Yeah.
Getting in a few punches every time someone turns up.
This game is still very winnable for London Conspiracy. It's just a lot more difficult now that, you know, Virtus Pro have gotten the real big objective under their belt, which is a Roshan given to an Ursa. That's almost a necessary
top lane
criteria.
as well. Jellyby, he pops the mech. It's not going to be enough to save him as the Fury swipes come through. There's a TP in from Biver now. Look at the turnaround. Getting a few impeti onto Yoku.
Is it impeti? I'm pretty sure it's impetus.
It just
You just don't say impetuses. You just say impetus.
well, either way, it wasn't enough.
Oh,
This
dear.
is VP turning up the gears.
Bears.
He's got the blinking 4. Does he go for it? Mercy on the Bambi.
No need.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, for those of you out there who are wondering, Ursa is pretty much the hardest Enchantress counter. I guess Wind Ranger is pretty good too.
Talking about Moon Ranger?
Middle tower
They
is
find themselves
falling.
that tower mid. I mean, in terms of the push and the group up potential, LC have got it.
Yeah, they do.
But VP keep catching them out in kind of awkward situations now. I mean, at the start, it was looking like LC finding the pickoffs, but now VP, they've kind of got their core items and they are taking these fights very confidently.
I think it's going to more or less stay the same, given the fact that, you know, Ursa now has a Blink Dagger up.
Uh-huh.
The Aegis is going to fade, bring him back to like full HP soonish, and then, you know, if they want to go mid, they want to go to the off lane, they can do either of those things. London Conspiracy also, and I'm not sure if the panel actually talked about this, but they have a very single target focused lineup. So they need to go on one target and kill it. So you have like Viper Strike, Beastmaster Roar, you shackle a hero, you have Impetus. These are all like very single target focused. And then on VP, you have like Darkseer, Wall Combo, Mass AoE from the Earth Spirit, Crystal Maiden ulti, and a Zeus. So the spread of damage on VP, like their damage output in a large fight setting is just so much higher because of the heroes that they have. So London Conspiracy needs to like blow up a hero right away in order to even have like a shot of winning these engagements. And the problem is they can't really do it to the Ursa because he has Enrage. So similarly to what happened around the Roshan pit, if that happens again, where you have Yoku get roared and then they can't follow it up and kill him and he's able to just, you know, disengage, the rest of VP are going to be dealing so much damage to you in that time. Like Pycat talked about we need a tank, right?
But, yeah.
Ursa fits that role very well in this game.
Maybe seeing if Baby Knight could catch anyone out there by the Saroon spawn. That might be the case. As he's actually going to back off before it does come out. So it's going to be a haste rune here for the side of VP. We'll see if LC are able to avoid these kind of movements, because we keep seeing time and time again VP now very much the ones to move around as at least a 3-man to see if they can kick off any kind of action. 10 to 9. Still the one leading the way in net worth, but both win range up. Baby Knight and Jellyby on the Viper, very close behind. It's, I mean, what is the best game plan for both of these sides now? Is there anyone that should be more proactive in terms of looking for pickoffs, or is there anyone that's more comfortable with taking this later?
I think London Conspiracy and VP actually have about equal late game.
Yeah.
I mean, Viper you can say falls off a bit, but where he falls off, Enchantress and Wind Ranger can be really good in like the position 2 role. So Enchantress does damage even through BKB, which is great against heroes like Ursa. Wind Ranger, very high damage, but again, very single target focus. Could see Kefka. Oh god, he's dead. Oh god. Alright. But yeah, I think that VP and London Conspiracy have relatively the same late game potential. But I don't think that VP necessarily want to let it go late game. I think they want to make sure that they keep taking Roshan. They have Ursa. They want to be the ones controlling the map. Because I also feel similarly to how London Conspiracy had a really bad team against BKBs in game 1. VP have a really bad team against BKBs in this game. So like Crystal Maiden, Zeus, Earth Spirit, Darkseer, predominantly spellcasting oriented heroes. Ursa is the only one who really deals with BKB that well. So that could be something that London Conspiracy could be looking to abuse at some point. Not for a while.
I was going to say, because they don't really have the best BKB carriers, which I guess is why you can pick that team.
You can buy it on Viper, you can buy it on Wind Ranger.
But it's not...
And they are against the Zeus as
ideal.
well.
In terms of doing the damage, because you already talked about how LC, taking down like this Ursa.
Yeah, it's very tough. But there will be a stage in the game if it lasts long enough that they can buy BKB.
Oh yeah.
And then at
that point is like the fall off's real. And, well, they're trying to go for this kill here. Vacuum Wall onto 2. They should be able to find the Enchantress. They're willing to UG with the burst damage. Can they find themselves anything else? Well, with Yoku coming in on the Ursa, jumps in, looking to go onto Baby Knight, but it's going to be held in place by the promo roll. Did get the ult off, so taking negligible damage. The death ward is huge, ripping through Ursa, but at the same time, coming in with the Magnetize, no fear, looking to clear off the back lines. LC falling low, but it looks like they're going to be fine for the time being. Ah, there's your Thunder Gods coming through. Double kill for G. Is going to pay with his life, and they're going to end up losing 4 on the side of VP.
The Crystal Maiden frostbit the Necro Book and died because of it. That's actually amazing. Oh, I mean, honestly,
that was a great fight for LC.
Yeah, it wasn't too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Just over-aggressive from VP, and that's probably one of the best situations to be a hero like Windrunner or Viper or Enchantress. You want to be kiting the enemy team, right? So VP is just running at you with this Ursa. He gets like Surge, goes in, pops his Enrage early, then gets roared. At that point, your momentum is gone. The whole purpose of the Ursa Enrage in this game is to be counter initiation for the roar. If you use it preemptively, you're going to get locked down and you're going to get destroyed. And that's pretty much exactly what we saw happening there. Of course, the Shackle helped from Baby Knight. But even at the point where he gets roared and they drop that Death Ward from the Witch Doctor, that fight is already kind of over for VP, I feel. And even with the Earth Spirit, he hits 2 with the back line with a really nice ulti. Does a ton of damage. Still doesn't get enough to get the kill until, G's ult comes back off cooldown or he gets enough mana for it. I don't know if it was on cooldown or if he just actually didn't have the mana at the time, but... Yeah, nice stuff coming in from London Conspiracy. And this is without the use of a pipe either, which I think someone should buy. Against this lineup, like Earth Spirit and Zeus, having a pipe is so good. But it looks right now like Jelope might be prioritizing going for the Aghanims. Obviously still good against Ursa for obvious reasons. He could also leave it as a casual point booster and go into pipe, which I think would be very nice too.
I mean, this is seeming like just 10. It's a tougher game here for VP than game 1.
Oh, by far.
They've really got the work cut out here. This is LC. I mean, it's the DreamLeague curse, as we said. Game 1 of a series, sometimes the stop, and the game 2, the team that came out kind of beneath just really steps it up and plays it at a level that the start's questioning the others here. VP could be in a bit of trouble here. They're going to catch out a low hard dance side of London Conspiracy. He's gone. Now Jelope leading the way. So Viper Strike will lay it down onto Dolphin. He blocks the roll and he will force away, but it's not going to be enough. A second kill for London Conspiracy.
All right.
And indeed, this is, VP need to get their act together because that London Conspiracy are winning every fight now.
It's a very unconventional way of taking these team fights when your whole team is comprised of single target damage. But if you look at Virtus Pro, they don't have any saves. They don't have a Winter Wyvern or a Dazzle or even a Shadow Demon, even though we barely ever see the hero. I
guess Surge is the only slight kind of get yourself out of there, but
yeah, but Surge is really only it's only
yeah.
good against the Viper and slows.
Yeah.
It's not good against hard disable. So if you pop Surge and you run into a Beastmaster Roar and you're not Ursa, you're kind of just dead.
And now LC. Now this is where kind of triggered. This is where it's all gone wrong for LC in the past.
Yeah.
The Roshan pit. Now let's see if they can turn the ties here. I mean, LC, they're going to be a little bit PTSD if it does kick off. Okay, so they've lost 1. They do get Roche. They do get themselves the Aegis onto the Wind Ranger. Now they're going to try and turn and fight. FNG taking a huge amount of damage. He pops the mech. He's not going to get himself away. So LC fighting against their demons of the past and look to take a successful fight for the time being. A low dance. Tries to get the off. They will get stolen. Now G turning around and now okay with Yoku. Oh no, not like this. A bit Oh, this is kind of back to how it all began for LC. Baby Knight's still alive, but only for the time being. He will get a shackle onto Yoku. Yoku's got to be careful. Got to run. The controls there from Aloha does with the frostbite. Yoku. He's going to end up going down. LC doing their best hold on the Baby Knight. Okay, gets himself a double. Does finally fall. It's a close one. It's got to be the best Roche fight we've seen LC take this series, and you know, overall,
MVP won
yeah,
for sure.
they do. Yeah, they do indeed come out on top. But it was a messy one, and LC certainly made them fight for it.
Another one of those engagements where I feel like Kefka, he wanted to scout the smoke, so he was standing in a spot where he would be the first one to get taken down. But Beastmaster Roar is so important for these team fights. The Ursa is able to disengage, get himself back in, gets a 3-man Earthshock, and then just destroys the Enchantress, who's one of your primary damage dealers at this stage in the game, just because of the fact that Kefka wasn't able to be alive to Roar. Now, if he was alive and he got even like a spell off at the beginning of that, we could have seen a very different, maybe more one-sided fight in favor of London Conspiracy. But I suppose when you are the one breaking the smoke, there is always the risk that you might just die straight away. And he didn't have any vision either. Like, he was just standing on low ground, waiting to get a boulder kicked into him. So I suppose it was okay for London Conspiracy, but at the same time, I feel like they wanted to do more with an Aegis than, you know, losing. They basically lost 5 heroes and only killed 4.
They did, yeah. I mean, we saw obviously Baby Knight getting quite a bit off at the end of that, and you know, it's given them the goal for the Ags on top of the Maelstrom. So if he finds his target, he's going to be killing them pretty much every time.
I think he might just
lock down onto someone.
He might just go straight BKB after this. I was thinking about Blink, but at the same time, if you have BKB with these items, like just Maelstrom Aghanims, you do so much damage, and you are pretty much invincible to their heroes, right? Because BKB Windrun means can't be hit by magic, can't be hit by melee. So
there's nothing that they can do.
It makes their team fighting so strong. However, that does mean you will lack some form of initiation until your Beastmaster gets Blink, which I don't know if he's going to make that cloak into anything or if he's just going Blink after the fact, but they do need to get somebody with some catch soon.
Oh, top lane VP, looking for a tier 2 at the same time. LC working their way across the bottom. So this is going to be a simple tower for tower trade unless anyone wants to try and back up and look for a fight. Because it's incredibly close, 19-19.
Yep.
This game, it certainly is anyone's. Well, VP, maybe come to play moving for more. Now they're going to back up. They see that LC's push is coming in. They know that LC's push is strong. They need to hold this one off. See if they can find some kind of a jump. They're just trying to clear out this wave that's coming in at the moment, and they will do so quickly. And LC now starting to back off. I don't think they'll look to stick around for this fight, and it looks like they're just making a beeline straight back to their half of the map. They really don't want to get caught out by this Ursa. And of course, Yoku on top of the Yoga Club, 1500. So is of course working towards that BKB, and BKB Ags on the Ursa. Suddenly you're going to have a whole lot of trouble on your hand if you're LC.
It is a little bit of a nuisance, but at the same time, I guess you're really just worried about getting like shackled or, you know, the Witch Doctor cask bouncing back and forth, because realistically the Enchantress is still going to hit you. You're still going to get roared potentially. But I suppose if you want to hold on to your BKB for a long period of time, you can wait for the roar and rage and then instantly BKB. I guess that's like the most reliable way of making sure you can hit somebody. But that's asking for a lot, because then what if you get hit by a random shackle, or, you know, what if you get hit by a random cast? Could put you in a really bad spot. But I suppose it also depends on the way the fight kicks off as well.
G at the moment just trying to take away some of this vision that LC have managed to get up on the Radiant side of the map. And, looks like yeah, FNG working towards the Lotus Orb. He's got it on with the Perseverance. And
Lotus is crazy good against their team, actually. So many spells to reflect.
Target, yeah.
Like, you can reflect Viper Strike, you can reflect Focus Fire, Beastmaster Roar, Witch Doctor Cask. Like,
and then when you roll BKB acts on the Ursa, Lotus Orb Shell as well. Then it's, what do? He's just going to run at you. And just like that.
That damage is actually insane.
And that death timer. And suddenly a second. Okay, so we have now a whole minute without Baby Knight.
Yep.
A lot of work can be done by VP's lineup during that minute.
They might be able to get the tier 2. Their team isn't necessarily amazing at sieging. The only one who really does damage to towers is Ursa. But if you get 2 very high priority kills, then you can definitely go for some kind of pressure. Maybe they go for tier 1 bottom instead. You push the lane a bit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, this is... Yeah, that was a little unfortunate there for Babe Knight. It's a lovely catch out from VP.
The Beastmaster actually decided to go for Force Staff instead of Blink. All right.
He does love his 4 staffs, Kefka. We saw him do it last game.
I mean, it's understandable that
Dire's middle
if you
tower
do get
is
hit by a
under
random Thunder God's Wrath and you don't blink properly,
Dire's
the
middle
fight
tower
for
has
your
fallen.
team can go badly if you don't get like the right initiation. So having a Force Staff as like a backup plan for that. It's also decent against Ursa, be able to force your staff away or Force Staff yourself away. But I still think Blink is... It's just a more reliable form of fighting.
I mean, if you are the Beast, who are you looking to catch out at the start of these fights?
I mean, catching anyone is fine, really. You have enough kite on your team to where I feel like if you jump anyone, it's okay. The Ursa is still going to get, you know, Viper Strike, there's still Shackles, still Witch Doctor Cask. I mean, realistically, you want to open up on the Ursa.
Oh, he's been rumbled. Kefka's been rumbled here. Oh, that Thunder God's Wrath.
Yeah, that was a sad state of affairs for him.
I mean, can they try and fight into the back? BKB is popped by Yoki. He's got to run. Viver just coming and doing so much. And No Fear goes back in with a Magnetize, but the 3 heroes here, he's going to lose his life. LC, they may lose one, and Ursa, he's coming on this one. The Shackle onto Jin now with the Death Ward pummeling through the Zeus, and now the control, the trap onto Yoku. They are turning this one around, London Conspiracy. They do end up losing the Viper. But still, Baby Knight's alive now. Okay, he's been brought in. He gets the Shackle off. He's got Wimrun as well. Doesn't quite keep him alive. As LC, they're trying to fight their best. But VP just a little bit smarter there with that engagement. And they do come out
Oh my god, look
wildly
at
on top there. 4 for 2.
damage. And this is kind of what we were talking about, right? Like the overall damage done by the entirety of VP. It's much more spread out because everyone just has such great AoE potential. Like the Earth Spirit comes in, makes them pop their mech, does a ton of damage. Witch Doctor has to use mana on the Voodoo Restoration to bring everyone back up. And then Zeus on top of that with Veil. Oh, damage is real.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just fights like that if you're LC, you've got to be very thinking twice about it, the next time you're going to look for a pick-off. And, you know, things like that on the net worth in terms of the individual heroes. VP now have got the top 3 here. I mean, it's still very close.
Yeah.
Apart from Ursa, who is breaking away. Yoku on 14,500 at this point. Greaves now done on FNG, so the next time the fight comes through, they're going to be even stronger. They've got to be careful here, Elsie. And they are grouping up underneath a ward, unfortunately. So VP are going to have full awareness of this.
They even saw the ward placement on the other side of the river as well.
Now this one ward just causing havoc here for LC.
Yep. Okay, there we go. They finally get it. Oh.
Smoke up and go, try and bait with the Ursa.
No
Well,
fear.
okay. No Fear's been very, very committal with these roll-ins. There's going to be a vacuum. Thunder God's Wrath coming out as well. They have bursted down Jealousy, but they've lost 2. A lower dance now with the ultimate, forcing the side away, and now G's trying to move forward with the burst. Trying to clean up, but LC, with those heals, they get themselves out. You've got Yoku trying to find someone there with the slam. Is it going to be the case? G still with his haste rune, moving forward. Yoku, they'll find the Witch Doctor. He looks to TP out. Oh! Oh!
Wow.
He made it.
Actually a liver.
Glimmer Cape boys.
Yep.
Well, I mean, still nonetheless, they did find Jealousy. They do end up losing 2 for it, though. So LC come out on top in terms of numbers.
VP will get Roshan, though, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be the real kind of kicker. If they can get Rosh
Unless,
as well.
actually, there's still 4 people up on London Conspiracy. Maybe they don't get Roshan. Maybe LC get Rosh. I guess at the beginning of that, the heroes that they killed had such a short respawn that they're already alive again. Because that's the only reason you force the fight that hard as VP. You have an Ursa, you want to try to abuse Roshan as much as you can. You get like 1 or 2 picks, you kill Rosh, you force, you know, tier 1, tier 2 bottom with relative ease, and then you take the game from there. But We still are at a stage where it can go anyone's way. No question about
Really
that.
are. And the next Roche, as you said, is going to be important. If else he can get and do it. I mean, his progression on the Zeus has still been really good. Octarine now done. We saw in the last fight how much damage he was outputting.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot on G's shoulders where he gets himself in. Now Roshamp, now back up. I mean, Yoku is on the front lines. He's going to wander in and see it. Is he going to start on it? He'd really love to. And he has got his team backing him up, but the power shot spouts around. They know that they're there. Can VP really start to try and go for this? LC is smoked up. Still looking for a perfect angle to fight from, and VP not yet ready to fully commit to this Roche. Aghanim's now done for Biver's Enchantress. LC revealing Jealousy here on the front lines. It's a bait, but is it obvious enough for VP? Looks like, yeah, thinking twice about jumping onto Jealousy, but okay, no. They're going in. Wall's being dropped. Now with the vacuum as well. Thunder goes wrap. Baby Knight getting low, but he gets the BKB off and he'll run. They will kill the Witch Doctor. The rest of LC getting themselves back to safety behind this tier 1 that's still standing 34 minutes in. Now Yoku doesn't care. Jumps in for more. BKB enraged up. He's got the Echo Shell on him as well. So they do find a second kill. They'll find the tier 1, and that could be the couple of pickoffs that they could say to VP, right, that's the go-ahead going to Roche. And it's fights like that that really could sway this for one side, and VP will come out on top, and I don't know if LC can do anything to stop this rush.
VP's burst is just so insane. Like, they get Baby Knight down to, what, 20% before he pops his BKB? And even if you have BKB at that stage, and you're that low, you really can't commit to the fight anymore. He had 10-second BKB, and all he could do with it was run away. That's probably one of the worst things that can happen in those scenarios, when you just pick up like a big ticket item, and then you get initiated on, and then your big ticket item is used to retreat.
Oh, I'm talking about initiated on, trying to jump for the shackle shot, does hold back Yoku. Now he rages off and moves in for more. No fear again, he's so in there. I mean, it normally does pay off, and it looks like this is going to be no exception. They do kill Jealousy, the Death Ward doing a lot, but not quite enough. The shackle comes out, but the self-shackle, oh, he shackled himself. And he will get finished off by G on the Zeus. They do manage to TP Kefka out of there, but Biver, he's been dove upon. Glimmer caped up, it's not enough. Solon on the sidelines, trying to hide, but G moves in. And G Zeus this game, 13 to 5 to 15. I mean, it's not over yet, but Pycat seemed pretty bang on with the going ham on the hero call. 13 kills.
Middle tower is under attack.
And the amount of damage he's been doing in these fights, the Zeus pick has just worked out perfectly to just allow VP to come on top of some of these engagements. He wants to get, look at the damage.
Jesus.
6.4k damage.
What a hero. What a hero. I think that this is a prime example of what, like, the game that you want to pick Zeus in, because you have 3 other heroes who can pretty much frontline for you. Like, you have an Ursa with initiation, potentially. You have the Darkseer. Obviously, you can surge in, has Force Staff. Ursa's got his Blink. And then you have the Earth Spirit, who's been rolling in. I mean, his name says no fears. Kefka could be dying here.
Oh, he is certainly dying.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. One final touch to do it. Jealoupy's come in. But he pops the mech, but here's Yoku getting the Fury swipes up. It's a double kill for your Ursa. LC 2 down without buyback. They got an MKB on this man as well, so suddenly Baby Knight's state of effective invulnerability isn't going to be as effective against the big old fuzzy wuzzy, and Baby Knight, talk about the man he's caught out. BKB tries to run, Glimmer caped up as well, now with the turn, Shackle Shot connects onto low hard dancer G. They're trying their best here, but the vacuum wall comes from the Beaver. They will get the Death Ward out here, but it's just not. It's barely tickling this Ursa. As at this point, it's just VP, they've found the right little pushover to get that kind of opening over LC's draft that each and every fight, London Conspiracy getting dismantled. It's the bottom lane of Rex. VP now just casually moving to the mid lane, looking for more, and LC, I mean, how do they stop this now at this point, Andy?
I don't know if there is any stopping it at this point, Owen, unfortunately. It's gotten a little bit out of control in the last couple of minutes, and the invulnerability factor for Wind Ranger is no longer there, as there's MKB on Yoku, so all they really have to do is jump in on the Wind Ranger, and you're just dead, pretty much.
And the Shackle comes out, but the vacuum again, and Yoku just jumps forward. Baby Knight down, Kefka barely getting himself away. Jellaby on the front lines. I mean, you can't front line against this Ursa at this point of the game. Solon as well is going to fall. And this, yeah, GG indeed in the game. And I mean, Aloha dances Crystal Maiden, which we saw absolutely beautiful in terms of the farm. He's 2k higher than the Viper at the end of the game. LC, they certainly gave it their all. The mid-game did not look bad for London Conspiracy at all, and at the start as well. By those rotations in the lanes, but at the end of the day, just VP's experience really kind of showed as they took the smarter fights and they were able to come out on top. And as we can see there, both G and Joku having a really good clean game at the end of that one.
I think you kind of hit on a really important point, actually. The biggest stage in the game for me, I feel, where London Conspiracy kind of lost control was that time where they got Roshan, they chased VP into their own woods, and then they killed 4 members of VP, but they lost 5 heroes.
And with the Aegis.
And the Aegis as well goes down.
Yeah.
And normally in that case, you want that Aegis to give you map control, you want it to give you towers, you want it to let you establish, your dominance. But unfortunately, because they went so aggressively, like maybe, okay, we got Roche, we need to force this fight really hard, they just didn't fight at a good enough level to where it really made much of a difference, because we talked about it, right? They start off the fight and they're chasing with the Ursa up on the high ground. Kefka dies at the beginning of the fight before anything really kicks off. They have no roar to really do anything, and then they're just like, we need to go, and the fight just didn't give them anything.
No.
So it's like the Roshan was completely negated, and this
Yeah.
patch is very heavily predicated around that fact, is what you can do with Roshan.
Yeah.
And they just fell totally flat in that regard, and I feel like after that, everyone on the side of VP had pretty good levels of farm, to be honest, except for No Fear. He was, YOLOing in.
He was
and starting
incredibly
the fight.
YOLO. I mean, it
Yeah.
did work out. Yeah, at the start there were a few fights where he went in and VP still didn't find anything. But at the end of the day, he was going in and initiating onto 3, getting the slow the magnetize off, and then VP were at a stage where they could clean up. I mean, we saw the damage that G was doing on his Zeus. It was just too much for the side of London Conspiracy. And yeah, they got the BKB on Baby Knight, but then about a few minutes after that, then the MKB came out in the Ursa, and suddenly the Wind Ranger wasn't as much of an issue. But it was a good showing from LC. They certainly stepped it up from game 1. We're of course going to be seeing more of them today. They're going to be playing against Empire, and one would think that would probably be the easier matchup than VP.
On paper,
especially with Empire's
I would say
new
so.
team. Because we don't really know what to expect from Empire.
Yeah.
I believe they were playing KP at the moment, and
KP,
looked like the series, I think, did go 1-1, and it was the deciding game's probably over. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Empire are able to bring up, and if LC can top them, because that second game, LC gave us a decent showing against VP, so maybe Empire, they can have a better shot at beating. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with the second series very shortly, but before that, don't go anywhere, we're not having any ads, we're going to send you straight back over to the panel for some post-game analysis.